my mother decided to stop by the store with me. We walked in the store, and the man was like, oh yeah, he come in here and get your cigarettes all the time. And my mama looked at me and said, wait a minute, I don't smoke. Well, that was a beating of a lifetime. By the name. A good name is better than silver and gold. Amen. Something about the name. Yes. When King Nebuchadnezzar took these youth, he actually focused on, well, I'm not going to say he focused on, but there was 4 out of the group that decided that they weren't going to partake of the king's table. And they told him, we're not going to eat that. And they were curious, why, come on, you're sitting at the king's table. And the rest of the fellas were. Imagine it was a feast laid out. But those 4 said, I'm not eating that. Matter of fact, try us. You want the best out of us. Try us for about 3 years. And let us eat this dry vegetable or this parchment and fruit and water. And they did, and after 3 years, those 4 young men looked fairer than the rest. Y'all, we better watch what we eat. No, seriously. Because what's going on with our youth today, I believe, and others believe, there's a consensus in my little circle of group here that it's been in our food. The preservatives of what we've been eating has affected the mindset of our youth. Now, come on, somebody. They're growing big. It's almost like hormones that they're... Help me, Holy Ghost. 13-year-olds standing 6 feet tall. 200 pounds. And not just men, some of the girls too. I understand one of my granddaughters she's 15 and she wears a size 12 in a man's shoe. There's something that has been deliberate. Help me, Holy Ghost. So in any event, let me move on. These boys had divine names. Names given to them by their fathers, and I believe orchestrated by God. God didn't make no mistakes. But he not only did he name them, he placed purpose in them. Matter of fact, throughout the Bible, when they named somebody, they named them because of the intent of their lives. Come on, somebody. They named them because they had purpose. And so the names were intentional because they were going to live out this purpose. Y'all walking with me? Yeah. Well, Daniel's name meant God is my judge. Hananiah, his name is whom Jehovah has favored. Mishael, his name meant that is who is what God is, or who is comparable to God. And Azariah, his name means whom Jehovah helps. Now, Nebuchadnezzar wanted to change the names. So he named Daniel Belshazzar, which is like the Baal or Baal worship, the prince of Baal. And Shadrach was a god of the sun, and Meshach was, help me, Holy Ghost, was a Babylonian goddess of earth, if you will. And Abednego was concerning the fire. Y'all with me? So he changed their names from whom God has judged, favored, who is like God, and God is my help, to the chief God, the sun God, the earth God, and the fire God. He didn't know what he was doing. Let me tell you something about Satan. He's stupid. He's ignorant. Because what he tries to do is to re-identify us. Help me, Holy Ghost. You got to understand that changing their name was changing their culture. He wanted them to forget where they came from. He wanted them to forget who they were. He wanted them to forget their God. Huh? Come on, somebody. And so what he did was, as the Bible says, we worship the creation more than we worship the Creator. And so he gave them creation names. Help me, Holy Ghost. And y'all know the story, right? So let me speed up. That King Nebuchadnezzar got cocky, decided to build a statue in his own honor, had soundtrack laid, the band was playing, and every time the music struck up, started, everybody had to bow down to his statue. Yes. These boys said, we ain't bowing down. Yes. They rebelled, and you know when you rock the boat, there's always somebody that's going to tell on them. And so they went to Nebuchadnezzar and said, wait a minute, those boys that you favor, they're not bowing down to your statue. He said, wait a minute, bring them here. He said, I'm telling y'all, now I gave you favor. You haven't eaten at my table. I've given you choice names. I've given you privilege in my palace. You need to bow down when the music starts. They told him, we're not going to do that. You can change our name, you can do what you want to do, but we're not bowing down. And then Nebuchadnezzar got ignorant. He said, well, I don't know who your God is, but your God can't deliver you from me. And they told me, wait a minute. You can do it wherever you want to do. And guess what? We don't know if he will deliver us, but we know he's able. I don't know what you're talking about, King. You can kill us, put us in the fire, whatever you want to do. We don't know if he'll deliver us. But we do know that he's able. That's right. Well, he put them in the fire. Bound them up. Put them in the fire. I understand he heated up the furnace 7 times hotter than what it normally was. He put them in the fire. I understand that the guard that opened up the furnace door burnt up. It was so hot. But somehow, these 3 boys, come on somebody, with the names that were favored, God is my help, and who is like my God. With the names of earth, basically wind and fire, they put him in the fire. Nebuchadnezzar was stupid because what he didn't understand was that their God was the God of earth, of the wind, and of the fire. I want to tell you that there's something about that name. And when he looked in, he said, wait a minute. Didn't we put 3? They said, yeah, but he said, I see a 4th. And that one looks like the Son of God. God help me, Holy Ghost. We must convey, especially to our youth, you've got to stand firm and know that your heritage is true. It's pure. There's issues with Black Lives Matter. It's not an issue. It's the fact that we're saying that we do matter. And it's not just because I'm black. It's because I am who I am. And because he made me. And you and anybody else don't have a right to tell me that I'm not who God made me to be. This is not a racial statement. Black Lives Matter. It's not to exclude anybody. If our research tells us, help me, Holy Ghost. I'm getting in trouble here. I'm getting in trouble. I'm getting in trouble. That when God created the man in his image, he etched out some dirt. I don't know. I've looked at some dirt for 58 years, and it looks kind of dark to me. And so when he made this image, like him, he also breathed his spirit. Yes. The Bible says that his ruach, his God breath, went into the man. Yes. This image etched out in this clay. And the man became animated, a living being. And then God gave him dominion, some authority, help me Holy Ghost, over all that he created. So when creation looked at what we want to call Adam, red clay, and he walked by the leaves, the trees, the grass, all waved at the image of God, because all they could see was God's reflection through the image. Help me, Holy Ghost. Yes, remember, God gave Adam the authority to name every creature. Amen. And every creature lined up in obedience. Amen. So that Adam, the image, this dirt, help me, Holy Ghost, could name them. And God said, whatever he names them, that shall be their name. Amen. I'm telling you, there's something about this name. Help me, Holy Ghost. Woo! It's about to get good here. I youth need to know. My mouth is dry. Y'all bear with me. I youth need to know that we are the image of God. Yes. And throughout history, there has been a deliberate attack to eliminate our youth, especially our young black men, because they know who we are. They know what God has instilled in us. Don't you know, help me, Father, when they've done tests, and I'm not speaking racially, but I am speaking some truth. When they've tested African-American babies and Caucasian babies, they found that the African-American babies are years beyond in mental capacity and in physical strength. But something happens in our development where it gets arrested. And by the time we reach preschool or kindergarten or first grade, something is happening. And the transition happens, and all of a sudden our counterparts become more proactive than we. Help me, Father. So parents, we have a duty. You better, from the day, he don't like me doing this, from the day that boy was born, I picked him up in my arms and I prayed a prayer in a foreign language, and I've been telling him this prayer all of his life. Nakose Sekelele Aluwashe. Nakose Sekelele is South African for God bless. Aluwashe, that is from Nigeria, the Yoruba tribe, meaning to be victorious with God. So I put them together. God bless this boy to be victorious with God. Help me, Holy Ghost. The sky's the limit. I've learned that if I speak, it'll come to pass. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Because he told us, anything you ask in, say it again, anything you ask in, the Father shall give it. There's something about that name. Let me move on. Because y'all know that those boys walked out the fire. They walked out the fire. And I found a little passage of scripture that I had to giggle. It's in that 3rd chapter of Daniel. Help me, Holy Ghost. Where Nebuchadnezzar said this. Around that 28th, starting the 28th verse in the 3rd chapter. It said, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him. Help me, Father.